Alright, so the RAM mount is easily one of the most popular phone mount systems, but I'm going to show you today how to change the fork stem setup into being a clip-on attachment. Alright guys, so if you ride a sport bike or an adventure bike, one of the common ways to get your cell phone or GPS mounted is the RAM mount. Now one of the methods of doing this is the fork stem. I had a problem with this. My problem was once I got it installed, I found myself reinstalling it because it wasn't quite snug and the little ball joint was spinning around. Okay, let's start from the top with how a fork stem RAM mount system operates. The fork stem operates on the principle that a rubber fitting can be crushed and expanded to create a tight fit. The plug is then cut to fit your bike's fork stem shape on both sides of the plug to leave roughly 1 inch of sleeve. The ball joint fitting allows a screw to adjust a tooth nut fitting to compress the expansion plug. For me, in the manner of this being secured to the bike, it worked quite well. However, the ball joint could not be tightened enough to prevent it from spinning. In fact, I tightened the screw so much that the plastic toothpiece actually bored through the rubber expansion plug. And just to clarify, I want the phone to be stable and not block the gauges, so the location between the clip-on bars was best. So my short review of the RAM fork system mount is that it works okay, but it may not provide a solid ball joint location. Now you don't have to do what I did. I just like reusing leftover parts. There may be another RAM mount part that will fit your needs as designed by the manufacturer. First, I had to find a new mounting location. I noticed that the ZX14 has very basic clip-on handlebars, which gives me 4 potential bolt-on positions. I chose the top left bolt. To get the ball mount to fit, I will have to bore out the screw hole and remove some plastic and metal from the bottom of the fitting to make it more flush so that it will fit even with my clip-on bars. To cut the bottom material, I used a table saw and a set of vice grips to make sure I didn't cut my fingers off. Also use an appropriate blade. So first thing, I'll show a picture of what the original looked like here, but we had to modify our little bracket guy here. As you can see, I have cut off the entire bottom section of that. It was sticking up too high and I want more friction. So the problem with it being on the stem was that the ball would spin because of the leverage of the arm. So the goal here is to make one that is hard mounted and doesn't move around. Are we good? Okay, so the fork stem mount from RAM sucked and it was spinning around, so I'm attempting to mount it over to the handlebar riser. So I've got over here, if my sexy cameraman will do this to this, I've got here the mount and I'm progressively boring it out with just a drill. So I had to start with, it's a very small screw, so we're trying to get it bigger so that actually we can just mount it right to the riser. Very slow. Really, I should be putting like a lubricant in here, but I don't have none of that. Oh, now we're on level 2, bitches. Oh yeah, you like that. You like that. All right, So we got it bored out. Here is our extended bar riser bolt, and look at that, goes right in. Let's see. Bring it in with dramatic. And so, you too can have a great RAM mount system with minimal alcohol and minimal rage. Thanks. Like and subscribe. See you next time.